Are you struggling with debt? It's a question that most of us have asked ourselves at some point. Maybe you're fresh out of college, burdened by student loans. Perhaps you're a young professional who's just bought their first home and the mortgage payments are piling up. Or maybe you're a parent, juggling the costs of raising a family, while also trying to keep up with credit card bills. Debt, my friends, is a common problem. It's not an isolated issue that only a few unlucky souls are grappling with. It's a universal challenge, and it's not just about money. It's about the stress that comes with it, the sleepless nights, the constant anxiety. Now, let's break the ice and confront some of the most common reasons why people fall into debt. One big culprit: unexpected expenses. Life is unpredictable, and sometimes it throws a curveball at us, like a sudden medical emergency or a car breakdown, and boom! There's a hefty bill that we weren't prepared for. Then there's the notorious student loan debt. With the cost of education skyrocketing over the years, it's no surprise that many of us are still paying off these loans well into our 30s or even 40s. And not forget about credit cards. They're convenient, sure, but misuse of these plastic pals can lead to a mountain of debt before you even realize it. The allure of buy now pay later often ends up in a cycle of minimum payments, high interest rates, and a ballooning balance. It's easy to feel overwhelmed, but remember, you're not alone, and it's not a life sentence. Debt is a problem, yes, but like all problems, it has solutions. So it's time to take a deep breath, square your shoulders, and face the reality of your debt head on. That we've understood the problem, let's explore the solutions. First things first, you need to understand your debt. Now, this may sound daunting, but trust me, it's a crucial step. But you can't conquer what you don't comprehend, right? So let's dive in. Picture your debt as a puzzle, and the pieces are the total amount you owe, the interest rates, and the minimum payments. To solve it, you need to know what you're dealing with. Let's talk about these pieces one by one. The total amount of debt is, quite simply, the sum of all your debts. This could include student loans, credit card debt, car loans, or any other debt you may have. It's essential to know this number because it forms the backbone of your debt repayment strategy. Next up, we have the interest rates. These are the pesky little percentages that make your debt grow over time. They vary from one loan to another, and they're the reason why paying off your debt can feel like a never-ending battle. But don't worry. Understanding your interest rates can help you figure out which debts to tackle first. Then we come to minimum payments. These are the smallest amounts you can pay towards your debts each month without defaulting. While making these payments can keep the debt collectors at bay, they don't do much to reduce your overall debt. That's because most of your payment goes towards the interest, not the principal amount you owe. Now, understanding your debt isn't just about numbers, it's about taking an honest and thorough look at your financial situation. It's about acknowledging where you stand, no matter how bleak the picture may seem. Because only when you truly understand your debt can you start to formulate a plan to overcome it. Remember, knowledge is power. And in this case, the knowledge of your debt is the first step towards gaining control over your financial future. It's not going to be easy, but it's definitely going to be worth it. Through understanding, we can create a plan. So let's roll up our sleeves and get to work. The journey to a debt-free life starts here. Time to take control. Start by creating a budget. Now, creating a budget might seem a bit daunting, but it's actually pretty simple. It's all about knowing what's coming in and what's going out. Start by jotting down all your sources of income. This could be your salary, any side hustles you have, or even passive income streams. Next, list all your expenses. Yes, every single one of them. From rent and utilities to groceries and that morning coffee, it's all about being thorough. Now, here's the crucial part. Allocate a portion of your income to debt payments. Be realistic, but also ambitious. Remember, every dollar you put towards your debt is a step towards financial freedom. Don't forget to consider essential living costs too. You don't want to pay down debt at the cost of your well-being. Balancing debt payments and living costs may seem like a juggling act, but with a well-planned budget, it becomes a whole lot easier. Remember, a budget is your roadmap to financial freedom. Not all debts are created equal. It's time to prioritize. This is a crucial step in your journey to becoming debt-free. Prioritizing your debt means deciding which debts to tackle first. To do this, you need a strategy. There are two common methods for prioritizing debt: the avalanche and the snowball methods. Both have their merits, and it's up to you to decide which one suits your situation better. Let's start with the avalanche method. This strategy involves paying off your debts from the highest interest rate to the lowest. By doing this, you effectively reduce the amount of money you're losing to interest. Think of it like stopping the biggest leaks first in a sinking ship. The avalanche method could save you a lot of money in the long run, especially if you have high-interest debts. On the other hand, the snowball method involves paying off your debts from the smallest balance to the largest. This strategy gives you psychological wins early on as you eliminate smaller debts quickly. It's like rolling a snowball downhill. You start small and gain momentum as you go. The snowball method can be a great motivator and can help you stay committed to your debt-free journey. Now you may be wondering, which one is better? The answer depends on your personal circumstances and mentality. If you're motivated by saving money over time, the avalanche method might be for you. If you're driven by quick wins and a sense of progress, the snowball method could be a better fit. Remember, the most important thing is to stick to your chosen method. Consistency is key. Make sure to keep up with your minimum payments on all your debts while you focus on paying off one at a time. This will keep you on track and prevent your debts from spiraling out of control. With a clear plan of attack, we can start to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Let's secure your future. Start building an emergency fund. It's your financial safety net, a buffer between you and life's unpredictable twists and turns. An emergency fund is a must-have for anyone serious about kicking debt to the curb. It's not about if an emergency will happen, but when: car repairs, medical bills, or job loss. These are all realities of life, and without an emergency fund, you might find yourself back in debt. So how do you build one? Start small, set aside a portion of your income, no matter how minuscule, each month. Make it a habit, like brushing your teeth. It might be tough at first, but remember, you're investing in your peace of mind. Also, consider automating your savings. It's a simple, effective way to ensure you're consistently building your fund. Remember, financial freedom isn't just about paying off debt, it's also about staying out of it. Preparing for the unexpected gives us peace of mind. Every step you take towards financial freedom is a victory. Now let's talk about the importance of celebrating those victories, no matter how small they may seem. See, when you're on a journey to becoming debt-free, it can feel like a long and often challenging road, and sometimes it can feel like you're not making any progress at all. But that's where celebrating your small victories comes in. It's about acknowledging your progress, no matter how small, and using that as fuel to keep going. It's about giving yourself a pat on the back for sticking to your budget for the month, for paying off that one credit card, or even for simply making the decision to tackle your debt head-on. However, the key here is to celebrate in a way that doesn't derail your budget or your debt repayment plan. So, how do you do that? Well, it's all about finding low-cost or free ways to reward yourself. For instance, you might decide to have a movie night at home with your favorite flick instead of going to the cinema. Or maybe you treat yourself to a homemade gourmet meal instead of dining out. Perhaps you take a day off to enjoy a hike in the great outdoors, or spend an afternoon at a free local museum. The point is, your rewards don't have to be extravagant or expensive. They just have to be something that you enjoy, something that makes you feel good, and something that reminds you of the progress you're making. And remember, it's not just about the destination, it's about the journey. It's about the small steps you take, the small victories you achieve, and the small moments of joy you find along the way. So don't be too hard on yourself. Don't get discouraged if progress seems slow. Instead, celebrate your victories, however small they may be. They are proof that you're moving in the right direction, proof that you're making progress, and proof that you can and will achieve your goal of becoming debt-free. Remember, the journey to becoming debt-free is not a sprint, it's a marathon. Celebrate your progress and keep going.